To give the floor to Honorable Anthony Imie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations, nominee, on your elevation. You're almost there if you pass the test. Now, let's look at with the emergence of artificial intelligence and the spread of fake news, fake accounts, would you support the criminalization of misinformation, disinformation, and the posting of or setting up of fake accounts? Would you support that?
Yes, please, because if you do it ordinarily, it is an offense. And therefore, if you transpose it to social media, it should be an offense. Thank you.
Now, don't you see such a legislation as a threat to free speech?
No, please, Ghana, we have the Communication Act. The Communication Act has criminalized some acts. Because, for example, if you want to expose the nudeness of somebody, you are saying something that is prejudicial to the security of the state, and you do it on social media. If you do it in the country physically, it is an offense. And therefore, if you do it on social media and it is an offense, it is not an extension of anything. Assuming it is not an offense if it is done within the jurisdiction, and you do it on social media, and we are criminalizing it, that one, it will be wrong. But if you do it in Ghana, physically, it is an offense. So wherever you do it, it should be an offense.
Any further question?
Thank you very much. My next question. My Lord, recent surveys by Afrobarometer, Global Corruption Barometer, Ghana Integrity Initiative, etc., suggests a decline in public confidence in the judiciary. What specific reforms would you propose to restore trust in the judiciary?
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Nominee.
Chair, when I was the Director of Judicial Training, we decided to make ethics a component of whatever training that we give, either to the judiciary, the judicial officers or staff. The reason is that when we are talking about corruption, we are talking about something which is bad, then we must make it a conscious effort to fight it. If you do not fight it, it will become endemic. And therefore, the most important thing is that we need to first and foremost conscientize ourselves about the effect of corruption. Then the second one, what do we do to curb it? We need education. We need training. Then one thing that people of Ghana that you don't do is that if a public officer, either me or any other person, demands money from you, you must report the person. You condone, you give it. Then when it comes to assessment, you say that you will not mention the name. Then say that the whole judiciary is corrupt. That is the problem, and it is about perception. And I can talk about personal experience as a director of the Judicial Training School. On one occasion, I was training. Then somebody came to me to complain about somebody who was taking money from him. We made the inquiries. I was the director of the Public Complaints Unit of the Judicial Service. We investigated. The person who allegedly took the money from that person entered the courtroom and bowed to the judge. The judge did not know him. Just to give it a semblance that he had given the money to the judge and was coming to bow, to show that the person who is accompanying him is the person who gave out the money to him. But it was false. So these are some of the things that we do and we must stop. In most cases, if you listen to some of the TV discussions, social media, instead of bolstering the faith of people in the judiciary, we are rather saying that the judiciary is corrupt. But if you ask for evidence, then we say it is perception. So the most important thing is that we must be bold. If we have physical evidence, we must use to substantiate. Otherwise, we shall be talking about perception, because any person who goes to court and loses, the person's position is that because he did not pay bribe, he or she has lost. But it is not the matter. The case is bad. So apart from training, we need to conscientize ourselves. Then the third antidote is that if a public officer corrupts himself, that person must be prosecuted. Thank you.
Now, my last question. In your view, how should the Ghana legal system evolve to address matters like climate change, environmental degradation, resource extraction? Let's take into consideration the current issues related to Galamsey, which has been ongoing for some time now. How should our system evolve to nip all these menaces in the bud?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we talk about judiciary, and the judiciary, we are moving from the traditional judiciary to the modern judiciary. Now, Judicial Training Institute, we teach environmental law for judges to equip their capacities. Unfortunately, most of them do environmental law at the faculty. Law school is not done. But when they come to the judiciary, the initial training, it has been incorporated, the induction, as part of the system. Then in addition to that, we have continuous judicial education. And these are the things that we introduce to the judges. And was it 4 years ago, there was a case in Takwa where the judges was accused that somebody was involved in illegal mining. It was brought before the judge. The judge sentenced the person to 6 months. I called for the docket on behalf of the Chief Justice. I was then the director of the Judicial Training School. When it came, the police did not prefer mining offense. They preferred, the charge was trespass. So, if you haven't seen it, you may believe that the person has committed offense under the Mineral and Mining Act, and the minimum sentence ranges from 5. Meanwhile, the police who arrested that person preferred a charge of trespass. So we need to build the capacity of the judges. And when I was the chairman for the African Judicial Network on environmental law, I made sure that the selected countries, the pilot countries, Ghana was one of them. So they gave Ghana, is it about $60,000 or so, judiciary, to have a manual to train on environmental law. And I made sure that the contract was awarded to a Ghanaian. And it became the property of the judicial service. So these are the things that we need.